motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Riverina.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. The difference could not be more stark indeed. Under the previous government, more than 94 million telehealth consultations through Medicare to 16 million patients was the number we achieved. 857 new medicines listed on the pharmaceutical benefit scheme since 2019 alone. More than 128,000 Australians supported by Headspace each year, 1,400 additional nurse placements for the regions. And that is where I want to very much concentrate on with my contribution, because it's the regions which have been left behind by this Albanese Labor government when it comes to healthcare. Bulk billing has collapsed since Labor came into government. The government is overseeing the worst bulk billing rate in a decade, after it was an all-time high of 88.8% under the Liberals and Nationals. The Royal Australian College of General Practitioners Health of the Nation report showed that the number of GPs who bulk bill all their patients halved in just 12 months, while the cost of seeing a GP increased by $11 on average. And we have a city-centric health minister who, when questioned about bulk billing, said, well, if you don't get a doctor who wants to bulk bill, put the phone down and ring another doctor. Well, that might all be well and good in the leafy suburbs of Adelaide, where the health minister comes from. But when you're in Parkes or Forbes or Junee or Cowra or Gundagai or many of those other vibrant regional towns, it is difficult, Deputy Speaker, to find a doctor, let alone another doctor who might bulk bill. And indeed, I'm very disappointed that the federal Labor government changed the distribution priority areas for GPs to include some of the outer suburbs of Sydney and Melbourne, as well as Newcastle, Wollongong, the Gold Coast and other major centres. Because what that did, it told a budding new GP, or indeed somebody who had already been operating in a regional centre, that they can go and hang their shingle in one of those, some might say, more desirable areas. And that left and is leaving country centres high and dry. Indeed, they are, many of them, overworked because of the work that they have to do, that they do lovingly, and that is why I was so pleased when I was the Deputy Prime Minister that I was able to get the Murray-Darling Medical Schools network up and running and funded. And its footprint extends into Wagga Wagga, Dubbo, Orange. I see the member for Clare sitting behind me. They've certainly benefited. Bendigo, Mildura, Albury, Wodonga. All of those centres are now training young doctors from start to finish. They're doing their entire medical degree in a regional centre. The Orange Medical School was opened on the 4th of March 2022. And what it means, the one at Wagga Wagga, is that hopefully the doctors, the young budding doctors, will not only fall in love with the region, maybe they might even fall in love with somebody in the region, and they will stay in the region. And it's proof positive that if you do a regional course and get the diploma from a regional university, generally speaking, 3/4 of those people stay in the regions and live in the regions and operate in the regions and make the regions their home. And when you've got a health minister who then says, well, if you don't get what you like when you pick the phone up, hang it up and ring the next doctor, it goes to show how out of touch he is with the dilemma that is in regional Australia at the moment. The Mayor of Parkes, Neil Westcott, told me recently there hasn't been a baby born at Parkes Hospital for 5 years. Not a baby born for 5 years. Yes, and the health minister, if you asked him, he'd say, oh, well, they can go down the road 40 kilometres to Forbes and have their baby there. But it's not the same thing. Why shouldn't a community of 12,000 people have its own obstetrics, have its own maternity services at its own hospital? It's just not right. And it's not right because we've got this distribution priority areas change. It's not right because we've got a city-centric health minister and a city-centric government not looking after the health needs, the Medicare needs, the bulk billing needs of people who choose to live in the regions. Now, the regions are the best place in the world in which to live, but this government has to do a lot more to improve the health services therein.
Order.